Does that seem extreme to you? It doesn't seem irrational to me, because our blood has been all over the streets for a long time. And until someone dies, they don't give a shit.
Speaking of radicals who are attempting to incite fear, trepidation, nervousness, violence, it's not just Donald Trump. It flows down, of course. The rot comes from the head. Steven Crowder and Megyn Kelly were together, criminals in action, on his show. The same disgusting Steven Crowder. Did I say Stephen Miller earlier? I got Stephen Miller on the brain. We're going to read a tweet from his either today or tomorrow. Nightmare. But Steven Crowder, the man who disgustingly mocked the murder of George Floyd, did a reenactment where he had somebody on his neck and acted like it was no big deal and then started choking out. He's a joke, just a sickening joke, an abuser of his wife, just a fucking clown. He's just a freak show in 2025. And Megyn Kelly, no better, an absolute cash grab. She took her $60 million from NBC after she got fired for insisting that everyone should go for Halloween in blackface. Just gross, every single one of these people. And they teamed up for an episode of whoever's show. And Steven Crowder went into this insane soliloquy about blood in the streets. I'm not calling for blood in the streets. I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying, I get it, he says. They want violence. We don't even know. We may know the name of the shooter right now, Tyler Robinson, 22 of Utah. That's who they're saying it is right now. We don't know. Can we trust the FBI? Can we trust Kash Patel and Dan Bongino? Are they to be trusted? Are they credible authorities? No, they're not. They're feckless. They're stupid. They're lacking in ability at a very serious job in a very serious time. But we don't know anything about what the motivations of the shooter were. For all we know, the shooter is a QAnon adherent who is angry that Charlie Kirk stopped talking about the Epstein files. That could very well be the case. We don't know. We just don't know. But for them, it's they. It's this nebulous, shadowy group that they're certain of, even though there's no evidence of anything. And they're going to call for violence based on that nebulousness, on that uncertainty. He's going to justify blood in the streets. Watch this moment from Steven Crowder and Megyn Kelly.
5 years ago, if someone were to say, you know what? And again, I've been very clear before you came on the show, not condoning, not supporting violence of any, just going out, not. But 5 years ago, if someone said, man, it looks like it's blood in the streets time and we really have to, I would have been, whoa, that's a little bit sharp. That's a little radical. In not supporting and not condoning it today, when someone says it seems like there's blood in the streets and it's inevitable, I go, you know what? There are other ways, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Does that seem extreme to you? It doesn't seem irrational to me, because our blood has been all over the streets for a long time. And until someone dies, they don't give a shit. They excuse it.
I know you're not rooting for it, and I'm not rooting for it either. You're saying, as a practical matter, wouldn't that be the next logical thing to expect, given how angry the right is, how victimized the right has been? I mean, truly, the left loves to play the victim. They love it when they're not. They invent fake ailments, disorders, etc., and claim victimization of white privilege and white anti-black racism all the time when it doesn't exist. We actually are being victimized. There's no other word for what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday.
Hunted.
He was hunted, and they victimized his beautiful wife and their beautiful children and all of us who loved him and his message. That's actual victimization, a word I hate, but it happens to apply here. But they don't see it. They don't see it.
She didn't even look uncomfortable with that talk. She certainly didn't push back against it. She wants to be a credible journalist. Megyn Kelly, the journalist. As Steven Crowder says, I'm not advocating blood in the streets, and I'm certainly not supporting it, wink, wink. But you know what? I get it, he says. This is where we are with the right wing in American politics today. Every single Democratic leader, every single prominent commentator that I've seen, even not prominent commentator that I've seen, including myself, has said there is no place for violence in American politics. No place. This is wrong. We need to stop. Let's bring down the temperature. When a Democrat is assassinated and her husband is assassinated just weeks ago in Minnesota, Democrats are outraged. Republicans are either silent or they make their fucking jokes, minimizing what took place, acting as though the evangelical missionary, the conservative, the right-wing nutter, that he's some kind of a leftist. They lie, like Jesus would. And then when a Republican faces the same outcome, Democrats also, again, outraged. Republicans, it's the left. Before any knowledge is known of anything, before any evidence has been obtained about anything. In fact, the FBI and the ATF start putting out insane anti-trans to endanger an already endangered community in this country, globally, saying that there were trans ideology markings on the ammunition, which is just from the manufacturer, arrows and letters to indicate the caliber and the manufacturer and the location and the experts at the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms don't know about engraving on ammunition. The FBI, which is led by a dipshit conspiracy theorist with no experience in law enforcement whatsoever, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino, the podcaster. This is what you get when you put unqualified extremists in charge of positions of importance. People who stoked violence in their previous positions. People who still stoke violence. And why would they not when the dear leader does it himself? Why would Steven Crowder not do what he's doing when Donald Trump, the prez is doing it. Why not me too? Megyn Kelly, with all her fake hair and fake nonsense. Why not? Donald Trump's doing it. Who's going to criticize me when the president of the United States is also doing it? This is why. We'll leave it there. I work real hard. Sometimes I fail from getting in trouble. Anyway, I love and appreciate you. I want your opinions on this. I invite you to this conversation. Absolutely. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. Or of course, you can email me the old-fashioned way, daily@dollemore.com. Please sound off. I do want to hear from you. If you appreciate this work and you want to help support this channel, support independent media. And if I am a member of the independent media that you respect or that I bring you value on some way, please consider $2 a month. You can become a channel member here on YouTube, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt and support there. $2 a month. I'd appreciate it very much. It goes a long way. If I'm able to marshal the size of this audience and 1% were to help support, we could fundamentally grow. We could add hosts. There's just a number of different things that I have in mind that we could do if not for the funding. Anyway, $2 goes a long, long way. I love and appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Looking forward to hearing from you. Be genuine. Take care of one another.